no one cares, but I'm gonna do a little tour of my live kit. Got about 2 months off from playing, so I set it up in the basement here, not to be confused with my studio kit. This is the kit I use live with Shirts and Skins. Just go left to right. There's the washer in case gotta do laundry in the middle of a song. Here is basically my master station. Yes, I am vain enough where I run an X32 rack just for myself, but for two reasons. One is I like to be in control of my mix, or as much as possible of it. I don't like to depend on our monitor board or a front of house engineer. I like to be in control of how my drums sound for me. How the front of house engineer does it for him, that's up to him. But also I have a lot of functions I have to do during a show, such as, you know, click and tracks and singing, etc., etc. So this is my monitor board. I run X32. I run it with an iPad here. Open up the interface. So there's X32 app. I connect to it via this little wireless router. So I connect wirelessly to my iPad. So this is my mix, you know, kick drum, snare drum, toms, you know, my Vox, overheads if I want to put them up, monitor feed, click, tracks, metronome, etc., etc. So that's how I control my mix, and then I also play the tracks from here. I actually just use Google Drive. It's really nice because once I start the track, I don't have to like stop it. When it hits the end of the song, it just stops and doesn't go on to the next song. So I use this with Google Drive. I just run via 3.5 into a dual XLR into the board. This is my metronome, my Dr. Beats. I love this thing. I'd be lost without it. You know, you have individual control over all your permutations or all your accents, you know, your quarter notes, your eighth notes, 16th, triplets, etc., etc. Love this thing. Wouldn't survive a show without it. I usually stack everything on my kick drum case. Kind of use it as a table. Here are my in-ears, if I can get them out. These are all clear. Most of our band uses all clear in-ears. I got these last Thanksgiving from Black Friday. These are the Spire 6s. Great company, we love them. These have 6 drivers in them. This model, I love it. I actually have 2 pair now. The other ones are just a triple driver. I run that into the board out here with a little cable I made myself that goes from TRS 1/4 inch to a 3.5 female. And then also right here, I have my headset mic, my Britney mic. I didn't always used to use this. I used to just use an SM58 with the switch on a stand, but I use this now so that I don't have to cock my head to the left or right. I'm completely hands-free, and when I move, this thing moves with me. Makes my job really easy. So I usually just leave this hanging out on my floor tom leg during the show, and then I grab it when I need it. But that's that. Keep going left to right. Everything here is DW. The drums, it's DW Design Series. This is their acrylic kit, made in Taiwan. Seamless shells, acrylic shells, so they're super strong and take a beating. Not as subject to the elements as, say, a wood kit would be. It's the main reason I got it. 2 reasons. A, it sounds good. B, it's more resistant to elements. And C, it looks good. Or was that A? I can't remember. Simon Phillips, I'm a big fan of his. He has a Mirage kit that's a Tomo version, and he says it's the best kit he's ever used for live, and kind of wanted to try it out. So left to right, it's a TW5000 hi-hat stand. I got the triple leg version, even though I use double bass. I'm very heavy-footed, so I wanted the extra support, and I don't have a problem with this third leg getting in my way. It doesn't, so that's fine. Currently using HHX Sabian power hats. I actually had to get these on Reverb because I couldn't find them anywhere. They're super rare. There's only one place I could find them, and it's Reverb, and these were used. George Kalias, death metal drummer, he's a big fan of these, and I really like really heavy, thick hi-hats, and these are very, very heavy, so that's why I chose these. There's a lot of definition with these. Keeping going, I use a little bit of a Gibraltar, 2 clamps, and a little bit of a curved bar to attach it to the first cymbal/tom stand so that both of them are rock solid. None of them are going to tip over. It's just solid. I use a DW Accelerator 5000 series double bass drum pedal. I use the plastic beater because I like a lot of attack. I like a lot of boom. Plus, I use a lot of double bass. So I need the definition, especially if you're going through lots of subs. This is the snare. It's 5.5 by 14. The all shells came as a single piece. Got it from Sweetwater. It's a 5.5 by 14 inch. The bottom, I'm using an Evans Hazy 300. I usually use, where's this one? This is a HD Dry. That's my favorite snare head. That's what I usually use. I was just trying out the stock head to see how it sounds. Remo, ugh. But I just want to see how it sounds, so that's why that's currently like that. For a mic on the snare, I just use a Audix i5. I love Audix. First stand, just a double tom stand from DW. Actually using a Gibraltar boom. So that's how I get my first cymbal. This is an HHX 18-inch Evolution crash. These are my favorite crashes because they're not too loud and they sound good. The band likes that, especially the vocalists. Then I'm using a little stacker. This is an HHX 10-inch Evolution splash. This little stacker saves me from having to use a second stand. And this thing only costs $7 as opposed to, $100 for a stand. Tom 1, 10 by 8 inch tom, 12 by 9 inch tom, 16 by 14 tom. All the tom heads are EC2s on the top, Evans, and then G1s on the bottom. This is my go-to. The two mics on the toms, Audix D2s. The floor tom is an Audix D4. The bass drum's 22 by 18. The resonant head I'm using is Shirts and Skins. I think it's like a Remo, but you can't really tell what it is. It's a single ply ebony head with a logo on it. Right now, I'm just using the stock head. I usually use the Evans EMAD Heavyweight. That's my favorite because it's extremely thick and it's never gonna break. This is only a single ply head. It's the Remo stock version. I was just trying it out to see how it sounds with the little Emmets EQ pad on there. Just seeing how it sounds. It's actually pretty good, but I'll change it before I probably go back out and play. There's a pillow in there, I use both pillows. And then I use the Kelly shoe system. So it actually hovers the mic in there. So it's actually not on a stand, it's just hovering inside the shell, and I use a D6. So that's how that works. And then, yeah, see, here's the logo head. So that's that. I'm making my way over. This stand right here, it's doing a lot. So this tom stand, it's holding my tambourine. Screw the cowbell, tambourine is way more useful and way more musical. It's also holding a tom, it's a Latin percussion tambourine, Cyclops tambourine. We go up, this is secondary crash. This is an HHX Explosion crash 18-inch. If I'm playing a loud show, I'll use this, but if I'm playing a regular, quieter show, I'll just use another Evolution. It's hiding over there somewhere. I was just playing around with this. So on top, another stacker. This is an HHX 10-inch splash. This stand is also holding an HHX 18-inch Chinese up high because it's more fun that way. And then right here, this is also holding the same stand. It's also holding 14-inch HHX accelerator hats. This is actually it's using a DW dog bone, but it's on a Gibraltar clamp hi-hat stand that I modded out so the spring was a little more heavy duty. On this side, I also used a Gibraltar pipe to just sturdy up because I have on one DW stand, I am using an HHX power ride. I like very thick rides because I like ping, I do not like wash. And to help even dry it out even more, I'm actually using this minor cymbal tuner, which is nice. It's one on the top and one on the bottom. And how they work, it's a magnet. They magnet together, and then it's rubber, so it kind of deadens the sound. So it dries it out. I like a lot of ping in my rides. I don't like wash, so that's why I do that. These are also very hard to find. Found one at Sweetwater. They only had one. They're very hard to find. That's that. As far as, my last mic for the overhead, even though it's not an overhead, I'm just using it's a Shure MX412. I lost the pop filter, but I just clamped that onto the stand. If I want some ambience, that's what I use. All the mics go back, including my vocal mic, go back into this snake. And then snakes back all the way around, yada, yada, yada. And then it hides back into the board. That's where everything hooks up. I have another snake, which then I send out of all 8 outputs. These are guys right here, and that goes to the front of house mix for kick, snare, tom, 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 my voice, click, and tracks. That's what I send. I don't send overheads. If the front of house engineer wants to use a hi-hat mic, he takes care of himself. Yeah, that's how that works. Last sticks I use, I call these the tree trunks because they're the thickest non-marching stick that Vic Firth makes. I use the metal nylons. I don't like the red tips, but They don't make them with regular white. I like these because they have the longest reach, and they have the taper is very short, so a lot of weight is at the end of the stick, which I love, and they're very thick, so they last a very long time. Yeah, these are my kind of go-to. I'm not a regular 5B guy. That's not going to happen. I go with nylon because the tips always break with wood sticks, so I don't get that problem with nylon. Plus, I like there's more tack, especially in the ride and hi-hats with a nylon tip. Not a fan of wood tips. So yeah, that's my live kit for shirts and skins. I also have a rug. My sister gave me this carpet, so that's why that's here. Yeah, it's my live kit for shirts and skins. Currently just set up in my basement. We actually have a show coming up, so I'll actually have to take it down and schlep it back up the stairs. Not looking forward to that, but right now it's resting here instead of inside my garage. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Later.